Hi guys, welcome back to Geeks Wargaming. So I am joined again by the legend that is AndyDavo, and he is going to be running us through some offensive strategies in this video. So Andy, can you just talk us through the offensive team that we've got here?
Yeah, sure. So we're looking at a human team, and we have two catchers here. We have a thrower here. The ogre is here. We have 4 blitzers at the front there, and 3 linemen. So that's the 11 players that we'll be fielding on this drive. And I'm going to be talking through the 3 different realistic scenarios of what you might want to achieve on an offensive drive. The first is something akin to a 2-turn touchdown, and that might be where I'm sat opposite an opponent who's very new. And we want to see if we can score a lot. The second option is to score midway through the first half, and that might be something scoring on somewhere at sort of turn 4, turn 5, and that is where it's a tactic I will use where I want to try and turn the opponent over and get them done by half time. I'm not sure if the opponent is brilliant or not, but I'll sort of score reasonably quickly. And then the final one is where I'm sat against the table where I know I'm playing against a really good player and I want to score on turn 8. And the reason you want to score on turn 8 typically is that then gives your opponent no time to reply, so at half time you're winning the game 1-0. So let's set up first of all based on the fact that I'm going to try and score very, very quickly. So we'll go for something, a typical 2-turn touchdown. So we'll set the ogre up there. I'm going to set blitzer 1 up here, another one there, and there. We'll put the thrower in the middle of the pitch, flanked by a catcher, 2 linemen, another lineman here, and this is where, as I say, I'm looking for a quick score, so I'm accepting there's a little bit of risk on this side, because if my opponent now rolls a blitz, this player is probably going to get hit, and if the ball was to land on this side of the field, I'd be quite exposed. So this does carry a little bit of risk. In fact, I might just want to set up a little bit like that so we don't get surfed, as I'm going to respect the fact that that player there has frenzy. So let's assume for a moment that the kick was relatively kind and it landed here. This is how I play out the first turn. So let's bring a lineman forward. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we can open the blocking. So blitzer with block, and we block diagonally along the line of scrimmage. So if this first block is not a knockdown, you'll notice that the next player here also has block, and I'm hitting a block with no block there. But we are going to assume that all these blocks are knockdowns. That's also 2 dice, so we'll knock me down to there. We can then do a lineman to there. Again, we're playing against the Space Invader, so if I want to blitz any of these players along here, I've got to commit to being hit back the following turn. So I'm not actually going to do a blitz just on the basis that I don't want to get hit, because I'm trying to score quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can get to there, and I can even get to there for 8. So if we just, what you normally do on the tabletop is you'd mark that square, and then just going to double check the following turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and just possibly off camera, it's 9 squares to the end zone from the square I've got my finger on here. So let's just bring a little bit of safety in. So we'll bring this catcher across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just in case we fail to pick up. Now let's go and pick up the ball, and we'll do a handoff action. So it's 3 to there, 4 to 5, and we'll hand the ball off to our catcher, who's going to try and score in 2 turns. Just from a moment ago, we remembered we could get to this square here, so I'm just going to teleport him around there. We can do a block here, and we'll follow up just to put a little bit of pressure on the lineman. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we can bring him around there. Now, I just want to point out, I'll bring you around to there, that with this is a little bit of high pressure and high risk. It isn't totally safe, and that the Dark Elf opponent could potentially try and put some pressure on the ball, or with a lot of dodging, actually knock the ball loose. So this isn't for everyone, and I do accept that there is a little bit of risk here. So that would be the 2-turn attempt. Okay, so we've gone for the same kick location. and this is the drive where I'm either going to try and score halfway through the half or at the end of the half. The first turn generally plays out to be the same sort of thing, which is make sure the ball is safe. You don't need to then progress the ball over the halfway line, and this is all about maximising my blocks and making sure the ball is safe. So first things first, let's go on and try and protect the ball. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring this catcher over to here. Let's bring this catcher back here. And bring this lineman back here. And we'll do the last of the block moving. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's a blitzer. And let's now actually start doing rolling some dice. So action number 1 is a block here on this guy. For 2 dice, we've got blocks, it's a blitzer, we'll assume it's a knockdown. Action number 2 is again a block with block against the lineman with nothing. We'll assume again it's a knockdown. And then we have a little bit of choice as to where to put these players, because we notice that they are free. If we move them away, it lets the elves stand up and move for free. So we might want to leave one of those at least in contact. And I'm just going to bring this guy back a little bit here, and we'll put him there. And we'll do a blitz. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to hit. Again, we'll assume it's a knockdown. And 7, we'll just bring him back to there. And now you're going to want to do something which is not standard, which is you're going to do the 3+ pickup rather than the 2+ block from the bonehead. Because if this is a turnover from a failed block, the ball isn't safe, and these elves these catches are only strength 2. So let's go and pick the ball. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fortunately, we pick the ball up. We'll just bring you across and just be there. And then the last action might be to throw a block there. And then you've got a choice. We can either follow it up like that, so we're potentially getting a mighty blow hitting next turn. The downside of that is that these elves will be able to sweep round here. So in this instance, I'm going to stay where I am and make it a little bit harder for these elves here to sweep round this corner. So that broadly is making the ball safe in the first turn. At this point, we're now going to decide what we want to do. We want to keep the ball safe for the next few turns. So we will either slowly progress the ball up the field, and in this scenario here, we're probably going to go this way. Or if we want to score on turn 8, we're quite content to just come and be in the middle of the field for a few turns, trading blows with the elves, hopefully blocking with the ogre if we can on 3 dice to try and get some removals, and then we'll score.
So there we have it then, guys. That was a nice little video of some offensive tactics by Andy. So again, thanks for coming on the channel, buddy. That was really good. Remember, guys, go and check out Andy's stuff. I'm sure you'll pick up a lot more tips and techniques from Andy on his live streams and also his YouTube channel. Again, we'll put a link down below. Another reminder, guys, I know we're constantly banging on about this at the moment, but we've got a 10,000 subscriber giveaway, so go and check it out in the link below and you could get your hands on some nice loot. So hopefully you enjoyed that, guys. Would love to hear what you think. Remember to comment and like the video and subscribe if you haven't already done so, and we will see you in the next one.